Hey, welcome back to the Juice Bar. So today we are looking at reporting versus insights. So let me give you a little bit of context. For the use case, I'm working with a client in the manufacturing industry. They're a manufacturing supplier, and their strategy is a land and expand strategy. So when a manufacturer purchases their supplies online, this client reaches out to qualified customers to offer samples of complementary products that they might use in their facility. And the goal is they want to reach those high value clients and build a long-term relationship with them. But the challenge that we face is, who do we engage, when to engage, how to engage, and which segments will provide a highest return, which products lead to a greater ROI. So this is what we want to accomplish. And um, so one thing that we have to look at is, are we looking at to know reporting, or do we need insights? So the difference that I see, reporting is going to be statements of fact. It's going to be very data driven. And so it may be, how long did it take to expand the order? It might be, did this client become a recurring customer? Might be, what is the total relationship value to date? How did we begin reaching them? So this is reporting. And honestly, this is key to then being able to feed greater insights. So if we want to have greater insights, right, such as which initial purchases are actually our best expansion predictors, or what is the optimal timing and approach for the sample outreach, or in these two cases, they're based on the premise that this client is already using. So whether a specific threshold is optimal, or if the threshold +1, the threshold -2, maybe those work the same, or maybe they work better. Right? So these are the insights that we want to have. And it's a combination of the two, which is going to drive us to the long-term growth that we want. So it all starts with the data. And then, so let's just revisit this. You've seen this before if you've been watching our the Juice channel. But this is what goes into building an agent. And some of these pieces are part of the reporting. Some of these are part of the CRM. In our particular case, we're talking about HubSpot. But the brain is what now allows us to apply the insights, right? So all of the CRM stuff is really part of the agent, but then do we apply the brain? And now it gets a little more complicated and confusing when you think that HubSpot does have an integration tool for GPT. It does have one for Claude. And for now, we're not looking at that, because the context and the purpose of what I'm looking at is, how can we customize the solution for the client? And what we have available entirely within HubSpot is good, but it is not as customized as we'd like it to be just yet. I would like to be just yet. So let's look at this process, which we've also kind of seen before. So here is kind of the workflow that we would follow. So we want to define the action. So what is it that we want to know? What is the journey? What are the stages? And then we have, inside of HubSpot, as indicated by the orange, HubSpot's color, is where we're defining and building the assets. So these could be the custom properties, the lists, the emails. These are the things that allow us to have the reporting data. Then we plug it into the brain, which is represented by the pink, which is applying the analysis. So we're looking at all of this. We're applying the memory of what we know. We're applying the instructions, the prompts that allow us to customize it, and therefore coming with an insight. And so from there, we can send the data back into HubSpot. So it can build the workflows, it can update the properties, it can even update the reports. But what I want to kind of call out here is the actual output we're looking for is, when we're looking reporting, we're looking at HubSpot fields and custom properties. And what we're looking for in output in terms of insights is likely to be an email. It's and it could be some sort of report, but it's going to be a conversational approach. So it's taken a lot of custom HubSpot fields and generated them into an actual thought. So, that's it for today's episode. Just to kind of reiterate that when we're building agents, we have two things to consider. Are we looking for a report? Are we looking for insights? And the answer is probably that we're looking for both. So that is all for now. Have a fantastic day, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Okay, so 9:30.